Hello, my friends. Welcome to Thinking Differently with Kathy Rhodes. I'm Kathy. If you've never met me before, it's so wonderful to have you join us today. Definitely stay connected. I love to hear from people who are enjoying these challenging topics. And that's what I got for you today. Today we're going to talk about micromanaging. Micromanaging is okay. Yep, I said it. Micromanaging is okay. I'm actually going to encourage you to micromanage a little bit. But this goes totally against all norms and all trainings. So let's back up a little bit. How would you define a person who micromanages? So many times I hear, I have a micromanager. I hate having a micromanager. Just micromanages everything. Okay, well what else? What else does that person do? Chances are they are a perfectionist. They want it done their way. Perfect. Chances are they're a little bit controlling, maybe even distrusting. Do I really want you to be that way? Do I really want to say it's okay to be that way? Well, no. So when is it okay, even necessary, to micromanage? Two reasons. The first is when you're developing a team member. When you're training them on a new task. Maybe it's when you're onboarding a new person to the team, like hired somebody new. That's the first time that it's absolutely necessary to micromanage, because you need to make sure they're doing it the right way. If they're new to your company or new to your department, they need this training and this onboarding, right? The second time that it's necessary is when you're troubleshooting or problem solving. Okay, so one time I had a team member. I was emailing requests. I was emailing assignments. And every time that I met with this team member, she never gave me updates. And I'd kind of forget, and then I'd remember. So finally I'm like, well, you know what? Hold on. What about an update for all of these? I think there was 12 items in my list. And she looked at the list and said, none of that looks familiar. When did you ask me to do this? I'm like, well, actually, these were all email requests. I can see it in my sent items. This is the days and the times that I sent it. And she's like, I never got it. Never got it. Well, is there a problem with our email system? Like, do I need to call IT? What? So I knew enough that thought, I don't think it's an IT problem, because everybody would have the problem and we would have found it sooner than me. So I started just troubleshooting, asking her some questions, and I said, hey, about how many emails do you have in your inbox right now? And she's like, I think about 7. 7? I have 12 items on this list, and she only has 7 items in her whole inbox? What? Okay, I got to figure this out. Let's keep troubleshooting. Well, it just so happened that later that day I was walking by her cubicle and kind of glanced over at her computer and saw her email open, and there were many more than 7 emails in that inbox. So I stopped and said, hey, is that your inbox? She's like, yeah. I said, hold on. You have 2,478 emails in that inbox. Earlier today you told me you only had 7. She's like, well, yeah, actually I'm down to 4 now. She was looking at the wrong number. I asked how many emails in your inbox. She was looking at how many unread emails in her inbox. Big difference. Big difference. So at that point I'm like, oh, wait. Let's scroll down. Let me just kind of scroll through your inbox right here. I think we scrolled down 2-3 times. Now, mind you, there's about 30 emails in every scroll. So I went down 90, 100 emails. And wow, look at that. Started to see my emails, my requests for projects. Oh, we've got a problem. We've got a challenge. She didn't remember reading those emails. They're not read, or they're not bold right now, so she did read them, but she has so many emails in her inbox that she's getting lost, right? We've got a productivity challenge. Now is when I micromanaged. Now is when I thought, I gotta sit with you and figure out how to process through your emails so that nothing is missed. There is a right way and a wrong way to micromanage. So I have a tool for you today, and it's the acronym IDEA. IDEA. Okay, this tool is also really good when you are delegating, all right? So what does it mean? Well, I is for instruction. Anytime that you're going to hand off an assignment, maybe delegate something or train somebody, you need to give them instruction. You need to tell them how to do it. Maybe it's verbal instruction, maybe it's written instruction, maybe it's both. That's really good when it's both. But give them something to start with. And then D for demonstrate. You show them how to do it. So if it's on the computer, you take the mouse, you take the keyboard, you show them how to do it. And you're allowing them to follow the instructions as you are demonstrating, right? So they can add notes to it. They can mark things up however they need to comprehend it. And then there's E for evaluate. At this point, what's happening is you're handing over control to the other person. So you're handing the mouse or the keyboard or whatever that control is, and you're going to watch them do that. You're going to evaluate if they're ready to do it on their own. Chances are you're not going to move right into E and A just in that natural progression. You're probably going to bounce back and forth, go back to instruction, back to demonstration, evaluate some more, back to demonstration, evaluate some more. And as you keep bouncing back and forth, everyone's going to get better, right? You're going to get better at explaining it, and your team member's going to get better at doing it. And finally comes the final A of IDEA, assess. You're going to assess that either one, they aren't made for this, they're not capable of it, or number two, they're ready to do it on their own. They're ready to take on this new way of working. At this point, it doesn't mean it's off your list. It means that now it moves into a different category, like a checklist. I'm going to check in once a month, once a quarter. I'm just going to make sure we're still on track and we didn't go back into old habits. But do you see how when it's time to micromanage, we need to follow this system? Otherwise, we are controlling, distrusting, perfectionist. We don't want to take on micromanaging that way. We want to micromanage for the sake of developing a team member and for the sake of troubleshooting when things don't go quite right. So my friends, if you follow the IDEA steps, micromanaging is okay. Now, before we disconnect for today, I have a quick health challenge for you. Just totally unrelated to micromanaging. I want to give you some tools to help you in your workday. If you don't have a standing desk, or even if you do, you might sit a lot. You might sit during meetings, you might sit during work, you might just be sitting too much, and that's not good for our back and our neck and our muscles. So I want to give you some exercises that you can do at your desk. And actually, I'm gonna list some videos. My personal fitness trainer, Kale, has created some great videos to just use your desk and your chair properly. He's got the good form, he's got the good tips. But here's where you can do some exercises right at your desk to stay healthy and not lock up. Okay, first thing, toe raises. Just stand up and go onto your tippy toes. Maybe every time you're on a phone call, do toe raises. Or maybe when somebody's in your office, do toe raises together. But toe raises are going to increase your calf muscles, and it's also it's exercising your ankles. Okay? Something else is just to stand more often. Maybe every time you're on a phone call, you're standing. We all have cool headsets now, right? We're not coiled to that telephone cord. So put on your headset, stand every time you're on a call. Standing is good. Standing desks are really good. However, real quick caveat there, don't go from 8 hours of sitting to 8 hours of standing. Your body will be so exhausted. You'll be so tired. So take it in increments and give yourself a break. Give yourself a break and sit once in a while, okay? Something else is just to cross your legs, like put one leg over the other to stretch out your hips. Okay, that's a good one. And pending, whatever you're wearing, it's modest to do that. Maybe even push-ups on your desk. When you stand up, you can do a push-up on your desk. Just ways that we can stay fit even when we're working, right? So check out these quick videos from my friend Kale and see what you can implement into your daily routine to keep your body strong. I hope that I've challenged you today to think differently. I hope that micromanaging is a little different thought, and I hope that exercising at your desk is a different challenge. Bottom line, my friends, be great today. We'll see you next time. I hope this topic has challenged you to think differently as you strive to grow from success to world class. Please follow this podcast, share it with your friends, and follow me and Unity Consulting on all social platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, and our website, unityconsultingllc.com. I look forward to connecting with you next time to challenge your habits so that you are more efficient and fully empowered.